The film starts with a small girl who was lying in her swing. Suddenly the door of the house opens and a shadow comes inside. That shadow was calling itself as the girl's dad, who slowly started moving towards the girl's swing. The girl got scared seeing her face. She starts crying, and because there was no one around her at that time, she couldn't hear the girl's voice, and then that black shadow kills that small innocent girl. After this, the scene shifts to a family where there were 3 people. 1. Dad and his 2 daughters. Recently, their car met with an accident in which their mom died. The elder daughter's name was Suddy and her dad was a doctor. There was a picture of her mom in the house. In the picture, the suit she was wearing, Suddy wears that suit to school because she was very close to her mom, and today she was missing her mom a lot. When she came to school and opened her locker, there was a rotten apple and bad curd lying there. Before Suddy could understand, some girls came there and started troubling her. She started trying to escape from them, and in this push and pull, the rotten curd fell on Suddy's clothes. So she had to change her mom's suit. When Suddy's dad was checking the patients, a new patient came to him who was very nervous. Now, because he had not asked Suddy's dad for a checkup before, he asked him to come tomorrow. On which the man says, "Doctor, please take care of me. My matter is very serious. You should pay attention to it. I had 3 children, but in a year, all 3 died. Now everyone thinks that I killed them because they died suddenly, but it is not like that. Why do I kill my children? This is the work of a monster named Boogeyman, who is a black shadow, a spirit, and he is at our house. He says that he shows Suddy's dad a painting of a monster, and he started telling that my elder daughter had made this painting, and it is said that that monster only kills those children by making them his prey, whose parents do not pay attention to their children. Do not spend time with them. Now we know from his words that the little girl who was lying in the swing was the daughter of this patient, whom that black shadow, that monster Boogeyman killed. Now because all these things were strange for the doctor, that is, Suddy's dad, then he does not believe his words, and by making some excuse, she comes to the other room and calls the police. So that the police come and arrest her. He felt like his mental balance was bad. Now Suddy had returned home from school. She puts her mom's suit on, which the curd had fallen in the washing machine to wash, but she immediately looked up because she was feeling like someone was in the house. Strange sounds were heard. Following the sounds, she came near the closet. She was a little nervous too, because there was darkness everywhere. He was not seeing anything. He felt that there is someone in the closet. That's why he opened the door of the closet, but the inside turned red. She thinks that it is blood, but it was not blood, it was red, whose box had fallen there. As soon as she understood this, she closed the door of the closet. She lost her mind. She screamed loudly, because someone had killed that patient, whose body was hanging there. Hearing the voice, her dad also came, who handles this whole matter anyway. A few days passed from this incident. 1 day Suddy started telling her dad, "Because you are a doctor, I have to talk to you about my mom," but her dad refused, saying, "No, I don't want to talk about your mom. If you want to talk about anything, talk to your female doctor." Actually, she was his family doctor, who was treating Suddy and her sister, because often strange things used to happen to them. Now Suddy's dad was a doctor himself, but he was getting treatment from another doctor, from which it was clear that he too has made distances from his daughters. He also does not pay attention to them. At night, Suddy was searching some websites on the internet. In which she wanted to know how to contact the souls, because she wanted to talk to her mom. Then her younger sister comes to her and tells that my tooth is shaking, because it is about to break. Now here was their custom. Whenever the child's tooth was shaking. To remove it, the tooth was tied with a rope and hanged with the door handle. So that when the door is closed, the tooth comes out of the shock. The child does not have much pain nor much blood. Now Suddy ties her tooth with a rope and hangs it with the door handle. She had to close the door after 3, 2, 1. But now it was 2. That the door was closed, which hurt the child. While crying, she started saying, "You said that I will close the door after 3, 2, 1. Why did you close it earlier?" Suddy was shocked to hear this, because this was not her work, but the work of that evil monster, Kale-Sai Boogeyman, who came here to make them his prey. And then slowly he takes that tooth inside him. The next day, both the sisters went to their doctor. The doctor told them that today you have a test. You have to pass this test by controlling your fear. Saying this, she makes the whole house dark. She puts a red light in the middle, which was slowly starting to burn. But at this time, Suddy's younger sister was able to see Boogeyman. He was slowly coming close to her. She was very scared. Then a time came when Boogeyman was very close to her, was just about to kill her. Then she screams loudly, and by doing this, The doctor turns on the lights of the whole house, but by then Boogeyman had gone from there. Now Suddy was doing a lot of research on the death of that patient who was going to be in her house. In the meantime, she also gets that phone which was with her dad when she was talking to that patient, also the address of the patient's house. Her dad was used to recording whenever she talked to a patient, and now when Suddy hears that recording, she also feels that yes, there is really a shadow. There is such a soul who must have killed that man's children, and now he is also present in our house. Here Suddy also gets that diary on which the patient's daughter had made a picture of that monster Boogeyman, and here Suddy sees that monster for the first time. She takes this picture to her sister. She asks, "Have you ever felt or seen such a monster in the summer?" Her sister says, "Yes, I have seen, because I am scared. I always used to sleep with a big white light ball, but the monster came to me and broke it. And then I felt and saw that monster." These days Suddy was very worried, because of the strange things going on in her house, and now because she had found the patient's house, she decides that I will go there and check that all these souls and ghosts are not related to there. When she went there, there were a lot of burnt candles lying there, and because there was no one here, she started taking her phone number to the fridge and leaving, but then a woman came in front of her, who tells herself that the patient's wife. She asks Suddy, "Who are you and what are you doing here?" Suddy replies that strange things have been happening in our house for the past few days. There is a shadow that has come to our house and tries to kill us again and again. Hearing this, the patient's wife understood that the monster is a shadow of the Boogeyman in her house. Here Suddy asks him that I have come here so that I can know how to get rid of that monster. So you help us in this, what should we do? Hearing this, the patient's wife replies that there is no way you can escape from that monster. He will never leave you. He will come wherever you go, and this will end when you die. That monster is called a Boogeyman, which takes advantage of your fear and first overpowers you, then it makes the sounds of your own family members. Now it is obvious that when you get too scared, it takes your life, but yes, it has a weakness or a lack of strength, and that is light. He is very scared of light. He was talking about how he really wants to be a Boogeyman. Seeing this, the patient's wife tells Suddy to stand still and not move, and now as soon as she fired at the Boogeyman, Suddy runs away. She came home after a lot of days. The monster does not stop bothering her. Sometimes it bothers Suddy, sometimes it's sister. Now her dad comes and says, "Suddy, it's time to sell your mom's stuff." On which she refuses to do so, and she came to keep all her mom's stuff in the basement, where she gets her mom's lighter, cigarette, and some drugs. Since a long time, Suddy was worried. To cheer her up, her friends say, "Suddy, why don't we party tonight, in which we will enjoy a lot and have fun?" For which she agreed. As soon as night fell, all her friends got ready and came to the party. Now they had a lot of fun for a long time, but after a while, when they started getting bored, a friend of Suddy started saying, "Do you have any drink or alcohol to drink?" On this, Suddy says, "There is no alcohol to drink, but there is drinking drug." With which now they all start drinking together. Now when it was Suddy's turn, she took this drug. So sitting there, Boogeyman started getting worried. Due to taking drugs, Suddy's condition got worse. So when she went to vomit, it was from her mouth. The tooth wrapped with rope comes out, which was broken from her sister's mouth. She hid this from her friends. Her friends said, "Maybe you are not well. So take some rest. Sit at one place comfortably." After saying this, she locks him in a dark room. Now Suddy was already quite worried, because she knew that there is a Boogeyman around here, and now her fear increased, because the room which was locked, yes, really, Boogeyman comes and attacks her. She started trying to kill him. Suddy shouted loudly to save her life. She came near the door and started beating. She was asking to open the door. Seeing her condition, one of her friends opened the door quickly. She came out first, but she slapped her friend hard. She started saying, "Why did you lock me in a dark room?" Other friends felt very bad for her action. She came out of the house saying this. Suddy went mad. Now because there was a party going on at home, Suddy's dad had set up a video game to pass time to his younger daughter, where the Boogeyman came to attack her, but Suddy's sister started lighting up the video again and again to escape from him. So that she can make him run away from there. But there came a time in the game when the child was born with red light, and now the Boogeyman had got a chance to come inside him or to kill him. First he beat him a lot, then he picked him up and kicked him far away. Because of this, he screamed loudly because he was injured. Then after hearing his voice, Suddy and her dad came here. Immediately they started taking him to the hospital. After coming to the hospital, Suddy started telling him that the monster you felt, I did it too. So we should talk to dad about this. Now Suddy got a call from the wife of the patient, Who is telling that I have found a way to kill that monster bogeyman? So I need your help. So come to my house quickly. When Suddy went there were so many candles burning there like before. Suddy tells him that I have come now. So tell me how to finish that monster, but without answering him, she forcibly holds Suddy and ties his hands and feet, after which she says in a dark room that you are the way to kill him for now. Forgive me, now to finish him, I had no other way than to make you a bait. Looking at his bait, the bogeyman will definitely come to attack. As soon as he will hit the ground with a big rope, all those bullets will come out of the gun, and he will be killed. Suddy, seeing herself in danger, first cried a lot and started thinking that if I don't finish that monster today, then he will always be after us and will take his life. So she also starts waiting for him quietly. In a while, the bogeyman came here, although he knew that the trap has been laid to finish me, but still he was so hungry that he went to eat his for Suddy. But when his feet hit the rope, a lot of bullets started firing at him at the same time. In the meantime, the patient's wife came here. To make him weaker, she also shoots him with 2 or 3 bullets, but because he was a shadow, these bullets were not enough to finish him. Suddenly he came to the patient's wife, attacked her and killed her with a spear. In the middle of which Suddy runs away from here. Sita calls her dad, crying. She said that where are you? You did not reach home, because that monster had come to kill them at home. But due to no signal, her dad could not talk to Suddy properly. In a while, the bogeyman comes there and takes him inside the house very cleverly. When Suddy comes home, she sees that there is darkness in the whole house. There is only one closet from where the light was coming. When Suddy opens the closet and checks, her little sister was there, who was actually trapped here to save herself and was running the lights. Suddy asks where is dad. Her sister started telling that the monster has taken her to the basement. Suddy says to him, okay, you wait, I want to see my dad. And when she comes down, she sees that the bogeyman has taken over this whole place. All the walls have turned black. Along with that, she has also kept her dad in her custody. She is also conscious. Suddy thinks that thank God, one thing is good, that monster has come from the house of the patient's wife because he has eaten a lot of pills. So now it will be easy to kill him. If we kill him and injure him, then the question does not arise that he will survive. As soon as he is finished, we will survive. Thinking this, she picks up the stick and goes to kill him, but he is so powerful that he easily breaks the stick. Meanwhile, a small piece of the stick was left there, which was sharp and could be used as a knife, but for now, he was very far from Suddy's side. She thinks that I will pick it up quickly and put it inside the bogeyman, but by then he had started taking his life from his body, and in the meantime, his dad woke up, who pushed the bogeyman hard and pushed him away. Then, Suddy's sister came here, who had a spray in her hand. The bogeyman had seen her and proceeded to attack her, thinking it to be his easy prey, but by then Suddy's sister had found her mom's lighter. As soon as she lit the spark with the spray, a large fire spray started on the bogeyman. Now one was afraid of such fire, and the light was also made from above, so he was losing, but one time it came when the spray was over. There was darkness there. So now the bogeyman was going to kill them, but here, Suddy's sister gets petrol, which she puts all over the bogeyman. Fortunately, the lighter caught fire, which she turns on and leaves it on the bogeyman. As soon as petrol catches fire, the entire bogeyman catches fire and it burns. Here finally the soul of the devil monster bogeyman was killed, which saved the lives of these 3. After which everything became normal again. Due to all the circumstances, Suddy's dad also understood that I should stay with my children in every situation, take care of them, spend time with them. Today or finally he ends his distance from them. But the next day when the doctor's 2 sisters reached, Suddy felt again that the bogeyman was still here. Now is it possible that he did not die even after dying, or was it just Suddy's delusion because his mind was being treated? So maybe nothing like this happened. With this suspense and question, this movie ends here.